You think you're ordering a steak. But are you actually buying bone, marketing, or a butcher's throwaway? Behind every steakhouse menu is a secret playbook. How to charge more for less, how to hide cheap cuts behind French names, and how to push plate presentation over real flavor. So today, we're not just ranking steaks from worst to best. We're exposing the cuts that get hyped, the ones butchers hide, and the few that are actually worth your money. Because in the world of beef, flavor doesn't always come with a high price tag, but manipulation does. Let's dive in. Number 10, T-bone, a fake deal masquerading as two steaks. It looks like a win-win, right? A filet on one side, a strip on the other. Two steaks for the price of one. But the reality? You're paying premium for a marketing illusion. The filet side of a T-bone is often tiny, barely more than a mouthful. That's because the T-bone is cut from the front end of the short loin, where the tenderloin narrows to the sliver. If you want a real portion of filet, you'd need a porterhouse, which is cut further back and includes a much larger tenderloin section. Butcher trick. The USDA actually defines the difference. If the tenderloin side is less than 1.25 inches across, it's a T-bone. More than that, it's a porterhouse. But most people don't know to ask why this matters. T-bones cost more per pound than either a standalone strip or a small filet, even though you're getting less usable meat. Plus, that big bone in the center, it adds weight, but not value. So unless you're buying a thick-cut porterhouse and know how to cook both sides evenly, you're better off skipping the T-bone altogether and buying the cuts separately for less money, more control, and better results. Number 9, flank steak. Only works if you're a chef or a magician. Blink and you've ruined it. That's how unforgiving flank steak is. 1 minute it's juicy and flavorful. The next it's tough enough to resole a boot. And yet, prices for flank steak have skyrocketed over the past decade, thanks to trendy recipes and Instagram-worthy grill marks. But here's the truth. Flank is a gamble. It's cut from the abdominal muscles of the cow, meaning it's packed with long, sinewy fibers. Cook it too long, slice it the wrong way, or skip the marinade, and you're left chewing for days. Butcher tip. Flank steak needs acid and time. A citrus-heavy marinade can help break down the muscle fibers, but only if you give it at least 12 hours. And the golden rule? Always slice against the grain, or the chewiness triples. Price trap. Many supermarkets sell flank steak as a lean, healthy premium cut, even though it's technically one of the toughest parts of the cow. And at $10 to $15 per pound, it's no bargain, unless you know what you're doing or love to gamble in the kitchen. Flank steak is a cut that punishes beginners and rewards only the pros. Think twice before you buy. Number 8, Filet Mignon, the softest steak with the weakest flavor. The tenderness? Undeniable. The price tag? Sky high. But the flavor? Surprisingly underwhelming. Filet mignon is often treated like the crown jewel of steak menus. A petite, perfectly round cut that melts like butter. But here's what the steakhouses won't tell you. You're paying for texture, not taste. Why? The filet comes from the psoas major, a muscle that does almost no work. That's why it's so tender. But that also means it has very little marbling, which is where steak gets its rich, beefy flavor. Compared to a ribeye or strip, filet can taste bland without a heavy assist from compound butter, sauces, or wrapped in bacon theatrics. Here's the price psychology. Filet mignon is small, so to hit profit margins, restaurants charge more per ounce, often selling it as a luxury item. But per bite, you're getting less flavor than almost any other cut. Dry aging hack. Want to level up a filet? Ask for one that's been dry aged. It won't become fattier, but it will pick up some of that deep, nutty, funky complexity. Most stores don't offer this, but specialty butchers do. In short, filet mignon is a steak for people who don't like steak. It's soft, safe, and expensive, but if bold flavor's your thing, there are much better ways to spend your money. Number 7, skirt steak. Flavor bomb or chewy mess. This cut is a paradox. One bite and you might taste the juiciest, most intensely beefy flavor you've ever had. The next, it feels like you're gnawing on an old boot. Skirt steak comes from the plate section, near the cow's diaphragm, meaning it's loaded with connective tissue and fat, which equals flavor. But that same structure makes it incredibly easy to ruin. Overcook it by even 30 seconds, and it tightens into something nearly inedible. Butcher's secret. There are actually two types of skirt steak, the outside skirt and inside skirt. The outside is more uniform and tender, but much harder to find. Restaurants snatch it up fast. Most grocery stores quietly sell the cheaper, tougher inside skirt, and don't tell you the difference. Here's the catch. Skirt steak is sold by weight, but it shrinks more than most cuts during cooking. A beautiful 2-pound skirt can turn into 1.3 pounds of chewy regret if you're not careful. And since skirt now often costs $1.12, $18 per pound, that shrinkage hits your wallet hard. The hack? Marinate it with acid like lime juice. Cook it hot and fast, rest it well, and slice thinly against a grain. Done right, it's unbeatable. But for the average home cook, it's a steak that takes more than luck to get right. Number 6, Denver steak, the cut that didn't exist until 2009. It sounds like a marketing gimmick, a steak that literally didn't exist until a group of meat scientists discovered it in 2009. But the Denver steak is no gimmick. In fact, it might be the best-kept secret in the butcher world. Pulled from the chuck underblade, this cut was historically tossed into the grinder for burger meat. But with new precision cutting techniques, butchers realized it could be trimmed into small, tender, marble slabs of steak-like perfection. It's the kind of cut you'd expect from the ribeye section, but without the premium price tag. Here's the twist. Because it's still relatively unknown, Denver steak often flies under the radar at butcher counters. You'll sometimes see it labeled as underblade steak or simply beef chuck. That naming confusion, that's your price advantage. It's cheaper because people don't know what it is. Butcher tip: ask your local shop for center-cut Denver steaks, not edge pieces. These will have the most uniform marbling and tenderness. And yes, they take beautifully to dry aging, developing a rich, ribeye-like flavor for a fraction of the cost. So no, it's not from Colorado. But the Denver steak might just be the modern steak lover's cheat code. Ribeye vibes without the ribeye price. Number 5, sirloin, the cut that changes its name to trick you. At first glance, sirloin sounds simple, but walk through any meat aisle or steakhouse menu, and you'll see top sirloin, bottom sirloin, sirloin filet, petite sirloin, center cut, ball tip. It's not one cut. It's a whole branding game designed to confuse you and justify different price tags. Here's the scheme. Sirloin comes from the hip section of the cow, a hard-working muscle that isn't naturally tender. But instead of being upfront about that, the industry uses creative labeling to segment it into better and worse cuts. Top sirloin sounds premium, but often it just means less chewy than the rest. Worse still, some grocery stores label certain sirloin portions as filet-style steaks. That sounds lean and luxurious, but really, it's just sirloin shaped like filet, not the buttery tenderloin cut you think you're buying. Butcher tip: if you want sirloin, go for center-cut top sirloin. It's the most balanced of the bunch, with good flavor and some tenderness when cooked right. Avoid anything labeled sirloin tip or ball tip unless you're marinating and grilling for tacos or stir-fry. Bottom line, sirloin isn't bad, but it's not a premium cut. And when the names start getting fancy, it's usually your wallet that ends up getting trimmed. Number 4, ribeye. Worth the fat? If you know what you're buying. You spot in the case. Thick, marbled, and loaded with flavor. The ribeye is the poster child for indulgent steak, and for good reason. With fat laced through the meat like butter swirled in fudge, it's built for big flavor and a juicy bite. But here's where it gets sneaky. That signature fat? It's also where your money disappears. Some stores load their ribeyes with huge caps of exterior fat or overly thick sections of the decal, a flavorful but hard-to-cook portion that can overwhelm the rest. In lower grades, that fat turns chewy instead of melting. You're paying for bulk, not quality. Even more confusing, not all ribeyes are equal. Some are bone-in, which enhances flavor but reduces edible yield. Others are spinalis heavy, the most tender part, but those often cost even more, if you can find them labeled properly at all. Butcher tip: ask for a center-cut, small-eye ribeye, with a good spinalis cap and balanced marbling. No excessive fat pools. And if you dry age this cut, that's when it sings. You'll get bold, nutty flavors that turn a good steak into a 5-star experience. So yes, the ribeye is worth it, but only if you know what to ask for. Otherwise, you might just be chewing through $30 of fat and disappointment. Number 3, New York strip, the safe choice. That might be a racket. It's the go-to order for steakhouse regulars. Not as fatty as ribeye, not as bland as filet. The New York strip seems like the Goldilocks of steaks. Just right. But behind that perfect sear and photogenic crust is a cut that's been quietly coasting on reputation and illusion. Here's the hustle. Many New York strips look thick and impressive, but take a closer look and you'll see a thick fat strip along one edge that never really renders. You paid for that, but you're not eating it. Worse, lower quality strips can have hidden sinew or gristle running through the meat, especially in grocery grade cuts. Make it look premium while chewing like a boot. What you're really buying is branding. New York adds luxury, and strip sounds lean and upscale. But not all strips are created equal. A lot depends on the grade, aging, and how it's been trimmed. Butcher tip: always go for dry age prime or USDA choice center cut strip, ideally 1.5 inches thick. And let it rest properly. Strip gets chewy if rushed. So is it safe? Yes. Is it always worth $50 on a menu? Not even close. When done right, it's excellent. But when done lazily, it's just a dressed-up pricey disappointment with good PR. Number 2, Picanha, Brazil's favorite cut Americans keep ignoring. In Brazil, it's the crown jewel. At steakhouses, it's skewered and slow roasted until the fat crisps like golden armor. But in the U.S., Picanha is practically invisible. And that's exactly why you should be buying it before everyone else catches on. Here's the secret. Picanha is technically the rump cap, a triangular cut that combines tender meat with a thick fat cap. Butchers here often slice it into sirloin tips or cube it for kebabs. Why? Because most Americans don't know to ask for it, and labeling it correctly would expose its value. Instead of paying $25 for a steak, you could get a massive flavor-packed cut for a fraction of the price. Done right, it delivers ribeye-level richness with filet-like tenderness, especially when cooked whole and sliced across the grain. That fat cap, it melts into the meat during cooking, creating an umami bomb that rivals any dry-aged strip. Butcher tip: look for labels like rump cap, sirloin cap, or even culotte, and insist on keeping the fat cap intact. It's the key to the flavor. So while the rest of the steakhouse crowd obsesses over overpriced strips and fillets, the smart move is Picanha, a budget-friendly, flavor-heavy legend that Americans are still sleeping on. Number 1, chuck eye steak, the $7 cut that eats like a $30 ribeye. Here's the ultimate steak secret that butchers don't want you to know: the chuck eye steak. Often called the poor man's ribeye, this cut comes from the same primal section as the ribeye, just a few inches over. That means it shares much of the same marbling and rich beefy flavor, but at a fraction the price. While a prime ribeye can set you back $30 or more per pound, chuck eye steaks are often found for $7 to $10 per pound, making them a serious bargain for steak lovers who want big taste without the big bill. The trick? Chuck eye steaks can be a little tougher than ribeyes, so they reward careful cooking. Think quick sears over high heat or sous vide followed by a scorching finish. This unlocks the juicy tenderness and that unmistakable ribeye flavor lurking beneath. Here's another insider tip. Some savvy cooks dry-age their chuck eye for a few days at home to intensify flavor and tenderize the meat further, transforming this humble cut into a mouth-watering experience that rivals pricier steaks. So next time you're staring at ribeyes with sticker shock, remember, the chuck eye is your secret weapon, delivering the taste and juiciness you crave without wrecking your wallet. It's a steak-savvy shopper's dream come true. So there you have it, 10 of the most talked about, overpriced, underrated, or misrepresented cuts of steak. Some are totally worth it if you know how to prep and slice. Others, you're just buying bone brand names or butcher scrap dressed up with parsley. The truth is, a steak's value isn't about price per pound. It's about knowing what's on your plate. Because if you can think like a butcher and spot the psychology behind the pricing, you'll never fall for a steakhouse scam again. So next time you're at the meat counter or scanning a menu, pause. What are you really paying for? Now that you know, you might just order the cheapest steak with the biggest smile.